All right. Well, welcome to Dishing It Out. I'm your host, Chef Peter Ecker, and today we have an amazing guest, Chef Michael Guerrieri from New York City. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to be banging the heck out of some rotisserie chicken. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. Fantastic. Well, welcome to today's episode. I brought the fedora out of the closet just for this episode. It's going to be incredible. So we'll put that baby to sleep. But really, today's episode is going to be fantastic because we have a great chef guest. Michael Guerrieri is here with us. And today we're going to be talking about rotisserie chicken and the absolute incredible uses that you have for the leftovers. Okay? Lots of restaurants doing fresh rotisserie chicken. This is really important to a lot of sales that are going on in restaurants these days. People love that comfort food, and we're going to jack it up just a little bit. So I'd love to introduce you to our guest chef. Chef, what's going on today?
Peter, how are you, babe? So listen, guys, as Peter was explaining, in the restaurant business, we have a lot of chicken, especially roasted chickens. And today we're going to be taking roasted chicken and showing you guys how we're going to bring this back to life. Now, there are endless recipes we could be doing with roasted chicken, but I want to show you guys a very simple technique we're going to be taking here. I literally just removed the chicken breast from the chicken, and we're going to be cutting this up into nice slices, just like this. And that's it, literally about 1/4 of an inch thick. Now, this here is just a pancake mixture, waffle mat batter, whatever you like to use. I'm going to be adding some onions to this, easy enough. And this is rosemary. I'm throwing rosemary inside here and just a little bit of paprika for color, just like this. Now we're whipping this thing up. Get a little color. Now, Peter, in the restaurant business, you know, it's all about waste. So as you know, as I do, waste factor is the most important thing that makes or breaks a restaurant. And just because something is left over from that day, the leftover word doesn't necessarily mean it's stale. It's fresh, it's delicious. But why not bring something back to life and give people ideas of what we could be doing here? So on that note, I am just going to give myself a little splash of olive oil in a frying pan. And while that gets ready, I'm going to prepare a sauce. Now, you know, waffles and chicken. So I was a little inspired from a friend of mine that turned me onto this waffle chicken trend that was on for a while back. But we're going to spice this up just a bit. And I'm taking some jalapeno very easily like this. Now, depending on how spicy you want your sauce, just chopping this up a little bit and throwing it inside maple syrup. Easy enough. Anyone could be doing this at home. It does not get easier than this. Okay? Then I'm just going to blend this baby up. Now, you don't need anything else. You literally just need maple syrup and jalapeno. That jalapeno will determine how spicy you want this. So if you've got those people that can eat hot peppers raw, why not I add a little bit more in there? Easy enough. Look how easy this is all pulling together. Nothing to it. Perfect.
Awesome.
We have our sauce, right? Now, while my oil is getting nice and warm, I'm gonna pop this in the oven. I literally just fried some potato rings. I layered it with bacon and brie cheese. Now, this is very, very easy. I'm gonna top broil this. Just want that to all ooze out so it comes out beautiful. And now, I'm taking the chicken, I am placing it in the batter. Let it drip.
Excellent.
And then we are going to fry these babies up.
Is that something
Just
that
like
you
this.
served at one of your restaurants before, Chef?
You know, I have to be honest, I've never served this in one of my restaurants. When you were telling me that we need to come up with some interesting things, I did a consultancy a while back for a friend of mine in Riverdale, and I kind of created these chicken tender waffle batter items, but it wasn't exactly like this. But I thought this was great. Everybody loves chicken. Everybody loves waffles. You can serve this for brunch. You can serve this for dinner. I mean, seriously, it is super delicious. Now, as far as what I did with the potatoes, just want to show you real quick here. I literally just boiled some potatoes. Then I sliced them into circles like this. I pan-seared them so they got a little crispy. And then I sliced brie and then bacon pieces just like this. And literally just layer it. Easy enough, nothing to it. Right on top of each other, boom, 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 and you're done. So this is easy prep work, not expensive ingredients, but delicious in the end result. So we're gonna take these, gonna take a quick peek. Now these fry up pretty nice and fast. So just like pancakes, you do not want to make the chicken too thick. Otherwise, you are not gonna be able to cook the other side. So these look like they could be ready. There we go. Look how beautiful this is. Look at this. Look, flipping these over.
Oh, beautiful.
And easy enough. Right?
Oh, Chef's got to
Wow.
put the frame. All right.
This
Well, we're really
is
enjoying what Chef's put together. Oh, there it is. Perfect.
What was that, Peter?
Perfect.
So look how nice this is, okay? So I literally just top broil this. You can prep this stuff, just give it a quick shock under the broiler right before service. And now here comes the fun part. Easy to plate. We're gonna take a dish. Now, this sauce, it's beautiful, it's nice and thick, and we're just literally going to give a nice, beautiful amount in the center. There we go. I love this part, man. Who doesn't like cheesy, oozy bacon?
Absolutely. 100%.
I love it. So guys, when you're making this at home, make sure you leave the potato skins on your potatoes, because even if they fall off, this is what you want, okay? And look, I mean, who doesn't like a little crisp? I love potato skins. So this fell off. I'm going to use it as a little garnish at the same time. We're going to plate these just like this. Now, decoration you can play with. You can pull it together.
That's great.
There we go.
Now I'm missing
I'm going to get
breakfast.
myself a little thyme spring. And we are all set. So look how beautiful this is. I mean, it does not get easier than this. Now,
Wonderful.
Peter, how much could you get for a dish like this in a restaurant?
That's great. I don't know, at least $20?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, $20 New York prices, right? But
Yeah.
this is gorgeous. Now, I really love the simplicity of this. You could do almost anything. You could season up your pancake batter. You could spice it up a little bit. Just remember, the pancake batter is your mise en place base of what you want to create. If you want to add whatever types of spices in there, if you want to do an Indian version of it, get some Indian herbs in there. You want a Greek version of it, get some Greek herbs in that mixture. It's endless. The important thing is that we can take these chickens And then look, the inside is just super tender, does not lose that tenderness. Look how gorgeous that is, right? Now, I need to taste this because...
Gotta eat it, Chef.
Dude.
Oh, that's awesome.
There is no way if somebody eats this, they're not coming back for a reservation the following day. It's almost impossible. I mean, let's look at this too. We've got this potato. Look at these layers with debris.
That's great.
Oh, look at this. Look at that. I know you guys can taste this. I'm going to.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Chef, that's a nice, easy.
You know what's really nice about this?
Yeah. Great way to use leftover rotisserie chicken.
And I'll tell you, you've got savory going on. You've got sweet. We've got a little spice happening there. The flavors are really delicate. At the same time, they're simple ingredients that we all have in the house, but we just got a little gourmet.
That's awesome, Chef.
It was that simple.
Yeah. Super. You know, and I know that there's a lot of questions that our guests that are online are asking right now is, what are the type of things that really inspired you in your culinary career?
Let's say that again, Peter.
What are the types of things that really inspired you, Chef, in your culinary career? What were the things that really stood out for you?
Peter, I'll tell you, I'm originally from Napoli, Italy. I was born there. I came to America when I was about 6 or 7. I grew up here as a kid in New York, and then I moved to Lisbon in Portugal for about 17 years. Yeah, went there for a long weekend and never came back. And then I moved back to New York. So I've always had this inspiration of this Mediterranean surrounding. My family, of course, my siblings, my mom, my dad, God rest his soul. He was an incredible cook himself. But my inspiration comes from watching the household person cook, because I kind of love taking those ingredients and transforming them into new dishes and gourmet that we can all relate to. So I love that kind of inspiration. I love working with familiar products and simple products. So that also brings us back to affordability at the same time, and it gets me to get people to taste food a lot easier when they're familiar with what I'm working with. So, yeah.
That's great, you know. And I've taken some of my inspiration from my hometown in Niagara Falls, and just the way that the folks were cooking and the classic, easy ingredients. And so today, as we talk a little bit about the idea of taking your leftover chicken, I got my baby right here. We're going to do a pitchfork fondue in the deep fryer with that, and then we're going to stuff it in some leftover baguette in just a few minutes. But we'll take a little commercial break, and we'll be right back. We're here with Chef Michael Guerrieri. It's going to be fantastic.
Love it.
Our table is set, and we have a seat just for you. At Sysco, we love what we do, and that is delivering success for our customers through industry-leading people, products, and solutions. Our team is the difference between good customer relationships and great ones. Your dedicated sales consultant is here to help you grow your business. They will connect you with the products, solutions, and insights you need to grow your profits, streamline your operations, and market your business. They'll offer you customized consultations with our chefs and industry specialists to answer your questions and inspire you. Our specialists can help with protein, fresh local produce, takeout and delivery solutions, and more. And if you simply need someone to answer a quick question, our Customer Connect team is just a phone call or chat message away. Sysco is at the heart of food and service and connecting the world to share food and care for one another. Join us for a seat at the table. Visit sysco.ca to learn more.
All right, we're back. Fantastic. So I just was taking my leftover baguette from dinner last night in the chicken like I was talking about. We're just going to put that right in the fryer. So we have a fellow out here that does some pitchfork fondue. So we got the leftover chicken in the fryer for about 2 minutes just to crisp up that skin. But what we did, Chef, was we took the baguette, we cut it in a little bit of some timbales, some pieces just like that. See it?
Wait, you scoop that out?
I just pushed. Well, I watched one of your show from the Smart Witches. You said like take the bread center out. I get so much carbs. So I'm like, hey, I was inspired. So
I love
put
it.
it here, tempura batter, right? And then I got to put it right in the fryer, and that's what I was doing. So while that's cooking, we'll talk a little bit of some of the fresh ingredients I did. So people have a lot of pizza on the menu these days. It's very profitable. It's very popular. So I got some dough. Of course, I already got some setting out here that I rolled out a little bit for us, right? But what we're doing, well, whether or not you cut a triangle or roll like a croissant, we cut some rounds. And we're going to make little pockets with these little rounds. So very easy. You can see it there. Well, we took some fresh ingredients.
Really nice.
Like parsley and basil and some cherry tomatoes. I even roasted a peach for us to eat later. So these are the type of ingredients that I use to make my, sort of like my pesto, right? So I used about 70% parsley and 30% basil and a few other ingredients I can't really tell you, but that's just how it is.
I'm ready to do a nosedive into that one.
I pulled my chicken. I'm not allowed to do that on TV, but I pulled my chicken. I got the pesto in here. We mixed it all up, and it was as simple as that, Chef. We took this ingredient, a little bit of dab of water, right, just on the crust. Easy for anybody in the restaurant to do. We took the filling, we put it inside,
Love it.
wrapped it up, and we made ourselves these beautiful little pockets. So whether you put the pocket
of course, that's going to be so
in the deep fryer, nice and easy.
That's going to be so moist on the inside. No one's ever going to know that was roasted chicken.
Oh yeah, exactly. Oh, so there's
That's
our
beautiful.
chicken coming right out of the fryer. Beautiful.
Wow. I love it.
Set that aside. Right. So, Chef, tell us a little bit about what's trending right now in New York. What's going on?
What was that, Peter?
What's trending in New York right now, Chef?
Well, I'll tell you, I think the biggest trend is figuring out what restaurants are still open. No, but kidding aside, New York, like everywhere else, got a really big hit. You've got some fantastic neighborhoods that are really alive. They're starting to pick up over there. You've got the West Village, you've got the East Village. A lot of these areas of New York where it's residential has been popping. So you've got a lot of people working in these areas that are depending on their neighbors. And I think that right now, these are the baby steps we're taking. And as far as trend is concerned, I mean, like everybody else, we're just really trying to work and find some affordable ingredients to work with, because as well as I do, we're all going through some really hard times right now purchasing items. I mean, if we purchased something for $1 last week, it's at $2 today. So, it's these trends are just popping up by the moment to try to create what we can to keep our heads above water. So this is one of the best things we're doing today, because I got to tell you, it's very inspirational in a lot of ways.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So what I did is I took some of the peaches that were falling down and I roasted them up. I made a little puree with some chili oil.
Cut pretty, that is.
On here. And here's our bread, crispy breads.
Yum.
So
we all love crispy.
Huh?
We all love crispy.
What a great way to use up some baguette. So we're going to have that on there. You're going to drizzle it with a little bit of the balsamic vinegar.
Really nice.
Just for that acidity. But really the showcase stopper for me today was just watching you use the pancake batter that everybody has. And they almost always make too much. And there's always some left over. So why don't you just move it right into lunch? That was awesome.
Yeah, and you could do hors d'oeuvres too. I mean, these are little things so easily. You could easily do hors d'oeuvres as well.
Yep. So we put the chicken in the little pesto in the pockets, and we're just popping in the fryer for about 3 minutes. And we have a really nice platter where you can share with your friends, really bite-sized, easy to manage. This is really the key to all of what people are looking for when it comes to eating at home, as you know, right? Or getting out to the restaurants and having some food that is very comforting and very social, right? So these are definitely the main things that I see happening right now in the industry, is that people really want to feel comfortable when they're out. So have you seen a lot of that?
Yeah, I agree 110%. And I got to tell you, when you said fried dough, my mouth is salivating. I mean, in Italy, we have the zeppolis, and anything fried dough is just, travel for. But yeah, I love that idea. I think that's so beautiful.
Awesome. So we're doing the same kind of thing. We just put a little antipasto on the platter, right? We got some pickled eggplants and melanzane here. Got to have a little bit of that going on.
What was that, Peter? Eggplant?
Yeah, that was the pickled eggplants and melanzane. So
Melanzane, che bello!
So I toasted some walnuts and some almonds. That was in the pesto. We have some gorgonzola cheese inside the chicken and the cherry tomatoes. So that was also what we had going on this little platter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to serve it with a little bit of some of the Sysco marinara.
Let me see. Can you roll your tongue there, Peter? Marinara.
So my inspiration came from an Italian-style background. I'm Ukrainian, grew up in Niagara Falls, but really what we had going on over there was lots and lots of tourism, like you have in New York City, right?
Absolutely.
So very similar, just on the other side of the border. I did a lot of time in New York State, Syracuse, Rochester, Buffalo, with my home over there, right? So there was so much going on where you're living, and what a great culinary experience that people were getting there. So there's a little bit of the cheese that we're going to eat with our marinara.
Look how nice that is. And you know, Peter, I love platters. You know, everyone always thinks they have to use dishes. I mean, use anything you freaking find. I mean, platters, wooden boards. You know, you get some of those things out of the cupboards that people are just piling up as decoration and use them for services, right?
And absolutely. And today, again, we talked about we had the leftover baguette.
Look how beautiful.
Right?
Beautiful.
Look at that.
Beautiful.
And
I love
falling down products. I don't know how many times I've seen in my career traveling Canada was people wanting to toss out something that had a little blemish. These are the days to be creative and to really bring home the flavors. Parsley falling down inside, right? Basil falling down inside, right? So really, when you brought on the trend today to talk about the rotisserie chicken and the different things you could do with it, these were something that I wanted to really talk about and be inspired by. We have a great chicken inside.
Look how beautiful.
Nice and tender and juicy. A little bit of the marinara and pesto with the cheese. Fantastic. Who wouldn't want to have this as a gathering with a little bit of some red wine and fellowship and friends, right?
Or a lot of red wine. Peter, you know, I love where you're going with this, and simplicity for me is also the key. And again, we need to get back to trying to work with basics. We need to get back to understanding we have 7 primary colors, and we need to bring that mentality into a kitchen using primary ingredients to bring an array of paintings alive. You know, I launched my sandwich concept called Smartwich. You know, when I first opened that up, we had like 25 sandwiches on that, and now we're rebranding it real soon. And you know, it's been a little headache trying to open up. I mean, it took us like freaking 10 weeks just to get some marble. But on the flip side of it, that concept went to a simple 10 to 12 sandwich concept, simplifying it where we can offer, you know, 1 meat and 1 fish or 1 vegetable. So that's a key element, is bringing back all this simple way of eating again.
I'm a big fan of condiments and accompaniments. You don't have to put it all inside. I love the antipasto style eating, right? It's really a great way to have lots of experience, whether you want a little spicy, a little bit of the sweet, spicy peach. But I like to be able to bring it into my sandwiches, you know. I'm a sandwich fanatic, and I just really love to create some things that people go wow factor. And this is definitely something that was important to me about cross-utilizing bread, pizza dough, and of course the rotisserie chicken.
Yeah.
So that's,
and these are such affordable bases. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, look. I mean, it's beyond what we can do with these bases. It's endless. We could write a book of 1,000 recipes with this stuff.
And as you alluded to, you know, you can only get so much money for rotisserie chicken in your restaurant. So it's all about what are you going to make from it, and how you're going to bring it into an appetizer. How are you going to bring it into a main course salad? These things, I think, are really important to restaurateurs now. Is about not just about margin, but about simplicity. Staffing is not the same as it used to be. So, how are people feeling out there where you are, Mike, about quality staff?
Well, I'll tell you something. It has not been easy. I mean, I think the majority of the people either have found work in other professions. I think the big boys, like these big companies now, are offering hourly wages that, overpower what we are able to pay our staffs, and especially trying to get back on our feet right now. I mean, we've got all these hidden costs. We've got the overheads of rent. We've got factors that, like any other business. I mean, I always say, when someone asks about how much does it cost to build a restaurant, I bring them back to, hey, when's the last time you redid your bathroom, and what did you estimate for that, and then what did you end up paying at the end of doing the job? So this has multiplied, and the staff has been extremely difficult to find. I mean, we're in the process just like everybody else, and I think, again, instead of hiring 5 or 6 people, we want to try to hire now 1 or 2, which is also a bit sad, but that all snowballs during, is making a very simple menu also that can accommodate your staff. So it's about slicing and weighing things out, really.
Yeah, that's awesome. And again, people are really looking for variety. So when I was talking a little bit about having my condiments and accompaniments kind of on the side, or bringing them into my food, this to me gives me that experience that's tenfold over the idea of just having it all together in one. And that's why, that sort of trend to deconstructed food, as far as I'm concerned, really confused guests about how to actually consume it when they get the plate in front of them. So having something that's complete, that they can bring in, small things that they understand, I think is really going to be important as we move forward.
Well, you saying that they understand, that's very important, because, we're also faced with finding these incredible candidates, but now they don't have the years of experience that we're used to getting someone inside a kitchen and saying, hey, that guy knows how to use a knife. So now we've got a great person who's got the will, who's got the power, who's got the responsibility, but we need to take a step back now and teach them the basics about how to handle a knife if we want to have a reliable employee, which is also okay, but it's all about how complicated you're going to make your concept and what you're serving, because that's going to also complicate the training that's going to be needed with the amount of people that we're forced to hire,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, what an incredible opportunity to cook with you and talk with you, and to get your insight from what seems like a world away, but it really isn't. The culinary industry is so close that it's never really that far apart. And we do need people like yourself to continue to inspire folks and to bring new and interesting concepts to the restaurant industry. So, Chef, thank you very much for being with us today. Any last inspirational words that you have for us? Well,
listen, inspiration. Get yourselves out there and support these local restaurants for us. I mean, this is the key right now. At least go in and try to support a lot of these little restaurants that are just starting to reopen and starting to get our feet back on the ground. So for me, that is the key right now for all of us to move forward and become part of this wonderful food family again. Oh, fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Chef Michael Guerrieri. And I'm your host, Peter Ecker, dishing it out. Michael, thank you so much. Fantastic. Thanks, everyone. Have yourself an incredible day. And again, thanks a lot, Chef. You too, all right? God bless. Incredible day. Yes, sir.